Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire, home this week of the Nashua High School North and South Rivalry Week, the Intracity Rivalry Week, which we're kicking off with back-to-back recordings of soccer games, girls and boys, as you look at the huddle for the Nashua High North girls soccer team, and they'll be taking on South. And it's a Wednesday evening. It's nice soccer weather. John Collins with Tom King. They put up 40 minutes on the board. And Tom, we're going to play a couple of halves here. And as we go into the game, just looking at the standings, you got to say that South's a big favorite in this one.
South had an injury-riddled year last year and missed the tournament actually for the first time in a long time. And this year, not the case. They're playing some pretty good soccer. They're at that middle level in Division I. But North is a work in progress, and they've had a huge coaching turnover. I think 4 coaches in the last 4 years. But Dan Myborny is a former coach from Manchester Memorial. He's been there a long time, and he's come in here to try to get his program going and build a program which really hasn't been done here over the span since the split. They have not had good soccer at Nashua North since they've had the split. Soccer seemed to drift more towards the south, especially with the girls. What a contrast, John, when you look at it. Manfred Byers, the two teams are going over the rules with the officials.
Well, one of the officials put his jersey on. That's Phil Farrier right there, who might have got stuck in the same traffic that you were in.
Yeah, but Manfred Byer, he never gets stuck in any traffic because Manfred's been here for a long time. He knows all the ins and outs. 17 years on the job with the girls. Then he spent 11 years as an assistant with the boys. He's been coaching, well, actually more than that. He's been coaching for over 30 years, soccer, high school soccer in Nashua, whether it be at the JV level with the boys, an assistant level with the boys, or varsity girls. And he has had a good program over at Nashua South over the years.
He's huddling up his South team there to the left there. Tim O'Neill is our cameraman on Nashua's ETV here as he zooms in on Manfred Byer. Great soccer name, B-E-Y-E-R.
Manfred's got a little German touch in him.
Yeah?
Yep, I think he's got a little bit of the German in him.
And they've put out some fantastic World Cup teams over the years. So Manfred giving his team a pep talk. South coming into the game at 6-4 on the season. They have defeated such teams as, I've got a list of them here. They defeated Memorial, Spalding, BG. They defeated Souhegan and Alvern. Losses to Keene, Concord, Pinkerton, and Timberlane for the 6-4 record.
Wow, really that Pinkerton game, that's a game they lost 1-0. And that was a game where Waves, Manfred after that game was talking about how they just had so many numbers at Pinkerton. They could just throw in bodies and bodies and see. That's what the coaches here in Nashua were always used to. Numbers were never a problem. Now they are a problem.
Because these two teams were combined.
Because they were combined teams, exactly.
So you see the two teams sprint out onto the field. North in their navy blue, Columbia blue and white, 2 tones of blue in there. And of course, the Nashua Purple Panthers in the traditional purple and white on the right of your screen, huddled up there as we get set for the start of the first half of the Intracity Rivalry Week, North versus South. The boys' soccer teams will go at it later this evening here at Stellos Stadium. North coming into the game with a 1-win and 9-loss record. They do have a tie. They tied Memorial early in the season. They defeated Spalding 6-0. And they fell to the rest of the field. The girls' soccer standings in Division I go like this. Londonderry and Exeter at the top of the heap, both 9-1. Then Pinkerton 8-1-1. Winnicott is 8-3. Timberlane 7-2-1. Concord 7-3, and Central 7-3.
And the landscape has changed a lot for girls' soccer. Where's Exeter in those standings?
Exeter is tied for first with Londonderry at 9-1.
That's a program that has taken over the state soccer-wise because of the Seacoast youth soccer program and the numbers that they're able to draw, the facility that they now have, which is similar to this. Exeter is not a poor man's school for athletics anymore. They are very, very competitive in most sports. And girls soccer, they won the championship, if my numbers aren't incorrect, 3 out of the last 4 years.
There you can see the yellow stripe is your sideline as Katie Conmey tries to center it, and she does, and a goal is scored right off the bat here by Emily Durrett, the forward number 20 on the feed from Katie Conmee.
Now, Conmee is a very, very skilled player. We've done her before, John. We've watched her play before and commented on her before and analyzed her game before. She is very, very skillful, can pass the ball, can also create a lot of havoc towards the middle of the field when she comes down on the wing and then shifts it inside, and that's what she did on that play.
Well, that was only 34 seconds into the game, Tom. Emily Durrett with the goal. She actually got it between the legs of the North goalkeeper, Stacy Peterson, a rare 5-hole goal in soccer.
Well, Peterson had a lot of traffic in front of her. I don't think she expected the shot to come in clean, and it did.
So South gets on the board right away here in the opening minute of this one. North with the ball on the near sideline. Now it's stolen away.
They've walked away from this game disappointed in the past couple of years, Nashua South has. Whether it be a loss, a tie, or the way they've played.
I remember last year, both of the soccer games were tremendously competitive, the boys and girls, the Intracity Rivalry games that we had here.
I don't think we've done an Intracity Rivalry game that hasn't been intensely competitive. You know that?
Right. Somehow they rise to the occasion.
I don't think we have.
Katie Conmee is going to give way here to her teammate, Sina Oren. Oren is going to make it a corner kick as the official ruling, so she'll put it down near the pylon and try to boot it into some scoring position here for South if they can connect. Instead, North comes up with the steal, and breaking out of the pack is Colby Croteau. Colby gets it up to the midfield stripe where it's on the foot of Deanna Sabron. Sabron gets it ahead. Nice pass as she gets Erin Dresser free down the left sideline. Dresser gets a one-hopper off on the goaltender. That's easy work for Bruna DePaula, our goalkeeper in today's game, with the ball in hands now.
She has been, if I'm not mistaken, a 3-year starter. She started as a sophomore.
Booted back into the Panther end of the field and promptly knocked out of bounds near sideline at the north bench. We played 3 minutes of this one. It's a 1-0 Panthers lead. The Nashua South team in the purple jerseys with the ball now. Kicking it down the sideline was Sarah Peterman. And throwing it in, Krista Fisher. But North intercepts. Touches in tight quarters here as the ball bounces loose. Coming up with it is North's Deanna Subron, but it goes out of bounds on the sideline. That will not be a corner kick, I believe, was the indication from our official. Mark Shagnon is our official that you see right there down in the corner. He's working with Phil Faria, a 2-man officiating crew. Inbounds pass is stolen by Sarah Peterman. She boots it out of bounds. North will have the throw in. Intracity Rivalry Week, Tom. We're going to have soccer and field hockey and football games. Nashua High South versus North on Nashua's ETV. Some of these games are streamed on NHIAA.org that Nashua Cable has done in the past. I checked in on that, the website, just to see, and it's on the left margin. You see live broadcasting. If you click on it, you have choices. Some other broadcast outfits have also provided content on that page, but I got to say the favorite game that we did was still for me, the Bishop Girton Trinity boys basketball final this past March. That was just a tremendous game. I think we had a good game too. I was listening back to it, but of course the drama was provided by Connor Green and Sean McClung and those guys. That was a terrific team, and they rose to the occasion in a big way. And that's available. You can listen to it anytime, or watch it at any time, I should say, on your computer.
North threatening, John. They've provided some good offense.
The ball's been down in the Panther zone for most of the game here early.
Not been able to capitalize.
Trying to come up with some type of scoring opportunity. They've kind of hovered about 20, 30 yards from the goal mouth, and now a whistle will turn it over to the Panthers, who got a quick strike early. It was a feed from Katie Conmee in the left corner for South, and she centered it Emily Durrett kicked it between the legs of the North goalkeeper, Stacy Peterson, for the only goal of the game. South, which has the ball right now, leading 1-0. North quickly intercepts and playing some ping pong here at midfield. High bouncer. First soccer game we've covered since they put down the new turf here at Stellos Stadium. Trying to run that down is Emily Durrett, our goal scorer in the game, but getting there first was the defender.
I expect with the new turf, the game not to be as fast as it may have been in the past.
Really?
Yeah, because of
well, you would think with the more traction with the new turf.
Well, I mean, I just think that you get a surface that's worn down, the ball's going to bounce more, and it's going to skip, and easy, faster to run on.
Those bristles do kind of grip the ball more and slow it down.
So I think it's going to be. I think the game's going to slow down just a little bit. Won't be that noticeable. But see what right here? See that ball? See that ball slow down as it rolled to the 20? I think that ball would have skipped and rolled and had a lot more life to it on the old turf. I mean, it's a good thing it doesn't, because we need the new turf, but at the same point in time, you got old, worn-down turf. It almost is like concrete, and that ball's going to bounce and roll a lot more.
How about that play by the goaltender for Southtown, Bruna De Palma?
She came out, yeah, she gambled, and she came out, but the ball, see, John, the ball slowed, and she was able to get
it. Made it more of a gamble.
Yeah, it did. It made it much more of a gamble for her because the ball did not roll right to her as she probably expected. They've got to get used to that.
And she just barely got there before Diana Subran, who would have had a great opportunity.
See, here's where South is ever so dangerous when they get the ball in the middle of the field inside of 20 yards of the goal.
The official ruling there was that Genevieve Goslin, the defender, was fouled, so they'll get a free kick from 30 yards in front of their own goal. And doing the honors there was Olivia Powell. She gets it up ahead. Out of bounds. Off of South, and doing the inbounding is Emily Dion. Up ahead, Sarah Peterman defending, goes out of bounds. The throw in now by Krista Fisher. A nice header on the throw in. South trying to get something going here, but running into some good defense. Out of bounds. Temperature somewhere in the mid-60s, mid to lower 60s.
Oh, I think it's down lower than that now with that wind.
Upper
that wind
50s.
The sun goes down and everything else. I think by the time this game ends, we will be in the lower 50s, high 40s. By the time the doubleheader ends, we'll be in the lower 50s, high 40s.
For the boys' game. Inbounded by Emily Dion. Dion gets it back. She trips on the ball, but she gets a kick away toward the goaltender. Easy work for De Palma.
Right, but see, look at how the ball just does not have a hard bounce to it. That ball more or less trickled in.
On the right wing now, off of Nashua, north and out of bounds. So Abby McIntosh will have the throw in for South. The defender at number 4 has to stand outside that yellow line to do it. The soccer dimensions take up just about all the turf here at Stellos. If you look at, it's the Mata Field turf. If you look, there's barely a couple of feet where Abby is standing. And then on this side, same thing, a couple of feet outside the yellow border. Ball fought for in the Panther zone again. The North is trailing 1-0, but they've definitely had the time of possession. And there's a hard slide, and De Palma gets the worst of that. Looked like the shoulder of Sabrina Subran caught the left knee of Bruna De Palma. I think I watched too many movies. I called her De Palma.
Give De Palma a save on that. But, this,
she's in pain,
if memory does not serve... this is the second time she's gotten hurt in this series.
That was a hard hit.
A couple of years ago, she got hurt too, and they are calling for the trainer to come out.
She's not going to be able to go on. She took a hard.
It doesn't look like
to the side of her.
She is in a lot of pain. Yep.
it may be the thigh rather than the knee.
She's a tough player, John. She's one of the tougher netminders that I've seen in girls soccer. You got to be pretty tough to be a goalie in any sport anyway, but she's one of the tougher ones. And unfortunately for her, she took a shot that either caused some kind of a cramp or is it trying to stretch her out a little bit.
You saw her tapping right where the number 17 is on her lower left thigh there.
She took a hit right there. It could be a very big, deep thigh bruise. They're now going to try to get a goalie ready. I believe they're sending someone in to get the goalie's jersey on. There's a player rushed into the locker room. And who South would have do that, might be Michaela Nault. She's the backup goalie, or Adazi Obenelo. My thinking is it might be Nault. If they can afford to take her out of the defensive
She's on
backfield.
her feet now. The
She's on her
goaltender.
feet, but you know what? They stopped the game. So because they stopped the game, she's going to have to leave it.
Same rule applies for the goaltender as it does for the players.
Yeah, and goaltender is a player, John. She tried to make it look like she could get off the field with no pain, but this time she winced when she came off. That's the Nashua Athletic Director, Tom Maria, right next to her.
Yeah, she's grimacing as she limps off the field.
And you've got to think in this weather, John, it's not going to loosen up an awful lot, And
Right.
it is looks to me like it is going to be Michaela Nault going in goal. She's got the fluorescent orange, I guess, jersey, pinkish orange jersey that she's putting on now, and she is going to.
I think you're right. It's pink.
Yep.
So
and she is going to take that spot. So they lose her in the backfield.
She's listed as a defender / goalkeeper, and now we're getting to see her play both roles today.
And I think they're going to give her some time to warm up, or are they? No, they're not. She's going to have to go in. She's going to have to play it cold. No warm-up time. And we're underway.
I guess
with 10 minutes into this game.
I mean, to your point, the goaltenders are players. Now you have a defender going into the net. Michaela, she had been doing a lot of kicking prior to going into net as a defender, so I guess that's the rationale behind not giving her warm-up kicks. No foul called on that play, by the way, Tom. Sometimes they whip out the yellow cards.
Yeah, no, it was a clean hit. I mean, it was a contact that was basically I don't want to say incidental, but it was part of the play. It's a good non-call.
Ball goes out of bounds behind the north net, 1-0. Nashua South leads it on a goal that they scored 34 seconds into this game. Emily Durrett on a pass from Katie Conmee.
And I'm looking to see if DePaula is down on the bench getting tended to. I don't think so. I think they brought her inside.
Ball headed repeatedly here, and it's North's ball momentarily. North able to keep Nashua South from mounting any kind of an offensive attack since that first goal that we just mentioned. Loose ball in the Panther zone. Sabrina Dubron has been very active, and it is Subron. Sabrina has been very active, number 14 in white for North, in creating some looks for the Titans. And depending on her conditioning, she may be heard from before the end of this game in the scoring column. She came out very strong, has had a lot of touches, but right now it's South mounting somewhat of an attack, fighting for the ball. Sarah Allison, number 8, but has it taken away by North's Jennifer Coletta, number 9. Nice turnaround kick to her teammate on the sideline. Again, Coletta gets a piece of it. Trading possessions here. South there in purple and North in white. Right at the midfield stripe, kicking it into Panther territory was Olivia Powell, but waiting for it was Abby McIntosh. Big boot by Kristen DeShane. And the goaltender will come out and grab it. Stacy Peterson with possession now. 27 minutes and change left to go in the first half of this girls soccer game. It's Division I, Nashua High North on the left of the screen and South defending the goal to the right. To the scorer's table it goes, and the throw in by Emily Dion. Sabrina Subran playing some catch, trying to catch up to it, goes out of bounds. I think Sarah Peterman was worried about Subran getting loose in a one-on-one
I would.
battle.
She's got a lot of talent.
So she just kicked it right out of bounds. Pouncing on it is Nault.
Diana Subran, very active on the right side of that field, right wing, and they are looking to try to spring her if possible, or get Sabrina on the other end. I mean, North's got two wings that can really build around, and
sisters
and
Diana,
then, yeah,
the freshman,
and you've got Sabrina, who's a junior. So you've got a corner kick now, no, a penalty kick. So this is going to be in tight.
That's Erin Dresser doing the kicking.
She's going to loft it over that wall somehow, John. She does. Right at the netminder, and what a save by Nault. She was right there. You've got to have sure hands for someone who did not warm up and was inserted into that position in the middle of the game. That is a great save and a great play by Michaela Nault.
And she might be fortunate that Diana Subran, North's number 14, right there, didn't try a header before.
Well, what Subran could have done was pounce on the rebound, but see, it was the hands that saved Nault right there. That was the big play with the save.
As South and North trade patty cake kicks here in front of us, it goes out of bounds, and it will be the Panthers' ball for a throw in. Back into the Panthers' end. Between two defenders, getting it out of the zone. Nice play by number 10, Sina Oren, and now with it, Katie Convey, who's got the assist in this game on the lone goal. Kicks it toward the center, trying to hook up with Durrett again. Goes all the way to the far corner, and will it be out of bounds off of North? Yes, it is a corner kick. Nicely played by number 16 for South. Hannah Cunningham kind of shielded the ball after North's defender had touched it, and it was rolling slowly over the end line, setting up the corner kick that will be taken by Sina Oren, number 10. Sina going to left foot it toward the goal. It's a good centering pass, but a nice header to get it out of harm's way. Looked like number 18 for North would be Natalie Aries.
Anytime that ball's in the middle of the field, it's in a dangerous spot for the goaltender because there's all that width of the goal, all that room to aim at, and the goaltender can cover only so much. And then we have a North player down, and the crowd wants a call.
Well, it was a retaliation play by Kristen DeShane. Really, she felt she'd been unfairly pushed by Olivia Powell and shoved her to the ground, and that could be a penalty of more than just a yellow card, Roddy. She's coming out of the game momentarily anyway. I don't know if that's not an ejection, is it, Tom? We saw coming right out of the game, Kristen DeShane. An indication by the officials that a frustration play.
No, it should
there.
be a yellow card. Did he pull the
yellow
card
card.
out? I think
but the player came right off the field. So
well, you have to when you get a yellow card.
Not in the World Cup.
Don't you? Don't you have
I
to
watched
leave the
the World Cup.
You have to leave the field.
Well, not the World Cup level, you don't. But maybe they do here. But it's the coach's decision, though, it looked like. Diana Subran kicks it toward the middle, and it's loose. Oh, the ball goes to the right of the goal. Emily Dion had a chance to curl one in there, perhaps. A gamble taken by Michaela Nault, and she was not able to hold on to it, so it was a loose ball for a few moments. Emily Dion got a shot away, but she wasn't able to hook it inside the right post. A flurry of activity in front of the Panther goal. That's the best scoring chance that the Titans have had, despite keeping the ball in the right half of the field for most of the game. We're 17 minutes into this 40-minute half. With it, Lauren Smith boots it down the middle of the field. Is going to go all the way to the goaltender. Is going to boot it right back over the midfield stripe. Does Peterson. South trying to mount a long pass, send it back onto the foot of Peterson, and she again Gets it to the 50, where it's blocked there by Alexa Estrada, number 7. Olivia. I'll make that Cena Oren for South. Nearly sprung Lauren Smith.
Missed, almost.
Smith would have been all by herself facing the goaltender. Good attempt. Peterson boots it. And it's off the foot of a North defender, so South will have it in the offensive zone. The throw-in, I believe, was illegal. Krista Fisher might have stepped on the line as she released the ball, so North gets a quick turnover here in possession with 21:50 to go in the first half. Off a North header out of bounds and South ball. Getting another chance to do a throw-in is Krista Fisher. Loose ball. North has a few nice touches here. Oh, out of bounds off of North's number 3, Kayla Farron. South with a quick throw-in, trying to get something going and add to their 1-goal lead. 1-0, Panthers on top. A goal 34 seconds in by Emily Durrett. The difference in this one so far.
And just doesn't it seem as though South has rested on their laurels with that goal?
Oh, yeah, because as we said, the ball's been in the South end for most of the game since. Out of bounds off of North. And I think it's the same foul that was called, a foot foul against Krista Fisher. She's putting that right foot down before throwing the ball in. Some quick touches. Diana Subran trying to catch up to a self pass there, off her leg and out of bounds. It'll be South's to throw in. So the Dubron sisters, they're lurking downfield. The Subran sisters are lurking downfield, trying to get that one loose ball or opportunity that they can convert into a tie game. Headed out of bounds. Throw in. There's Diana Subran. It's broken up towards the left side now. Breaking out with his Abby McIntosh. Marked closely though by Megan Hine, and it is just inbounds on the right side. Off a South player, out of bounds. North will get to throw it in. You can see a peek at the Nashua River just beyond the bleachers there. It's sunset over the Nashua River. Sun not a factor anymore, Tom, I take it?
Not a factor whatsoever.
As you were fighting the glare earlier.
We're not a factor for the players at all during this game. For us, because we're high up, that was a little bit more of a factor, but now it's settled nicely.
19 minutes to go in the first half. Running time in soccer, of course. Probably add a minute for that injury timeout for the goaltender. Bruna DePaula, our starting goaltender for South, here on the right side of the frame. She was injured on a sliding tackle type of play by forward Sabrina Subran. Early on in this one, suffered a thigh bruise, had to come out. And there you see Michaela Nault, who is wearing the pink mesh over her position player jersey. In net now for South, and she's done a good job as she's maintained the shutout. Out of bounds off of South. North with possession again in the Panthers' end of the field.
My head has just been turned in one direction for most of this game.
To the right.
To the right. It just seems like it's on a lock there.
South came into the game with a record of 6 wins against 4 losses. North, 1 win and 9 losses and a tie. So by the standings, South clearly the favorite, and they came right out and scored. Seemed to back that up. But since then, as Tom said, North's been keeping the ball in the South end, and South's been resting on their laurels a bit with a 1-goal lead. At midfield, North again trying to mount the attack. Ball played ahead nicely, but coming out to make the alert play.
But look at Nault. She had to wait for that ball to come to her because the ball is just slower on this turf.
Was it the Orioles in baseball used to cut the infield grass really,
They
leave it long?
They all do it.
They all do it. Maybe you can order it longer too. The turf field, I mean, like Arizona, is that a turf field still? I know they have a dome you can close and open. I think it's Arizona playing Brewers as we tape this in baseball. The Yankees stayed alive as we taped this. They were taking on the Texas. Ball deep in the Panthers zone again. North trying to get a free for a shot, Tom. That's been the problem. They haven't been able to get a free shot on net.
No, you're right. South's defense has done a great job. And now South has a little bit of a break here. See if they can capitalize on this.
Good two-on-one passing there. And there's just that third pass to Emily Durrett trailing the field. They weren't able to complete it.
Yeah, weren't able to complete it. And Kami decided at that point in time, with the momentum and the way things were going, she had to take that shot. And she shot it wide. I don't think she was looking to pass there. I think she was looking to get off a shot. She's a left-handed shot, and it just went too far wide. She had more time than I think she realized.
With 16 minutes to go in the first half, Stacy Peterson will boot it. Bounces a good 40, 50 yards down the field where South is waiting, however, and Abby McIntosh broken up over there by Sabrina Sabron. She keeps it in too. But South sends it right back from where it came, midfield.
Not a bad crowd on hand for a 5:30 start for this game.
Yeah, there's a couple hundred people here.
Not too bad.
Some substitutions now, some fresh legs onto the field. 40-minute half, we played 25 minutes of that. 1-0, South in the lead. A goal that was scored in the first minute. Sprinting right there in front of us is Sina Oren, and she sends it to the sideline. No teammate waiting for the ball, however, and North will have an inbounds throw. Genevieve Goslin with it for North, looking for a teammate. And the official's indication to resume play, there it is. Corralling it and kicking downfield was Natalie Aries, but it comes right back off a Panther foot. Emery Nelson, number 7. Emily Durrett passes to the right to Sarah Allison. Allison back to the middle where it's broken up there by Emily Dion. And Dion kicks it to midfield, trying to work with her back to the defender. Catherine McInerney loses it.
I think South, what they need to do, John, they've been trying to get that big play, get that big break, get that breakaway. They just need to worry about possessing the ball. And in North End, keeping it to the middle of the field as they battle there very close. They need to spread the field out a little bit.
Look at that speed right there.
Yeah, not bad. Retrieving that ball, I tell you.
Sina Oren launched toward the goalie. It's still loose.
But Peterson, I don't know if she got her body on that or not, or if a defender helped her out, but she's way out of that goal. But they're trying to head off whatever South is trying to do.
Well, Emily Durrett was the one that made that crossing pass that just rolled, and Sina Oren tracked it down, or else this whole rally wouldn't have been possible because Stacy Peterson would have scooped up the ball.
I just think if you possess the ball and you try to maneuver it in the other team's end, something is going to eventually happen. Something good is going to happen for South. But instead, they've been trying to get that breakaway play.
Alexa Estrada passes it back to, actually it was broken up by Emery Nelson. Kennedy Dowling, number 8 for South. Passes to Alexa Estrada. Broken up, though, by a couple of North players, including number 23, Catherine McInerney. We see Kristen DeShane is there, and Alexa Estrada on the left of your screen in purple for the Panthers. And the throw-in down the sideline, corralled by Jennifer Coletta. Being defended by Sarah Allison, broken up by Alexa Estrada. Alexa, in turn, broken up by Emily Dion, who boots it down the field. Good turnaround, and turnaround fair play as Marina McIntosh takes it away and kicks it across midfield. With it, Kennedy Dowling being marked closely by Karina Pearson. Up ahead, defender Christina DeShane loses it, actually decides to kick it out of bounds.
For all of the
Jennifer Coletta.
tough season that North has had, in this game, there's usually been a defender between the goalie and the South attacker. That's a good camera shot right there. With the light beam down, as the lights are now on at Stellos Stadium.
Abby McIntosh, a good centering pass to the header.
Save. And a hand save by Peterson.
Sina Oren was the player that got the header on her in tight quarters, and she made a nice hand save. That gets by her. That's 2-0. 11:20 left in the first half. North's advantage in time of possession not showing on the scoreboard. They're still looking for that first goal.
Haven't lacked any action here, that's for sure.
The throw-in will be by Emery Nelson. And Emery fires it straight down the sideline, try to connect with Catherine McInerney, out of bounds. Emery Nelson again. To Emily Dion, back to Emery. It's kicked downfield by Kristen DeShane, and it's going to roll all the way to Stacy Peterson, who boots it past midfield. South's waiting, though. Out of bounds. Panthers wasting no time and throwing this right back in, does Michaela Nault. Off the face of a Panther player, that brings a whistle. Unfortunate bounce there has injured a Panther player who's clasping at her mouth. It may have been the nose area where she took the blow, but I don't see any move toward the sideline by this player. We haven't gotten a number yet. It's a Panther player that was struck in the mouth by the ball or the nose area. And she's going to shake it off, will number 18, Sarah Allison. You may have heard me call Michaela Nault's number a second ago. There's Michaela right there, number 14, who started the game as a defender, went into the net after starting goaltender Bruna DePaula suffered a thigh injury. And now Bruna has gone back into the goal, was able to overcome that thigh bruise, apparently, and Michaela took off that pink mesh and is back out on the field as a defender in a regular position. So Bruna DePaula is back in goal for the Panthers. Loose ball at midfield. Just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. The Panthers with the ball now trying to add to their lead. Sarah Allison kicking it toward midfield where Alexa Estrada was waiting for it. Nice one touch there by Sina Oren, but North is able to intercept. Loose ball for a moment. Good job by Genevieve Goslin. A couple of players trip simultaneously. Panthers maintain possession. Stepping up to make the steal, Emery Nelson. Loose ball in the Titan zone. Tracking it down, Emily Durrett kicks it toward the middle. Good faith pass, trying to hope to hook up with somebody in purple, and it ends up on a North foot at midfield. Long kick downfield, it's a foot race. Out ahead of the field was Emery Nelson. Her long boot attempt.
Yeah, Emery looking for the instant goal,
right.
And I really don't know what other kind of play she had. You know,
right?
Because there was no one with her. It's almost got that hockey feel sometimes when we've seen hockey games and we've seen talented players skate down the ice and they basically have no one around them and they have to do it all by themselves.
And you hope they have that big shot that can light up the upper corner, maybe.
Exactly.
And bend the net. Sometimes in soccer you have that weapon and sometimes you don't.
You don't. And in soccer it's tough to make it accurate because it's tough to kick a moving ball on the run.
Right. You're moving, the ball's moving. Throw in now by Erin Dresser. Dresser's going to get another chance to throw it in a little bit closer to the goal. She's trying to feed it into her teammate there in tight quarters. McInerney with the turnaround kick attempt deflects back out of bounds.
See the boys team, one of the boys teams is down in the middle of the runway to the locker room. watching this game intently.
Yeah, that just added to the crowd size. So two boys teams are here. They're watching the end minutes of the first half, so they'll have plenty of time to warm up for their game. We have 7.5 minutes to go in this first half, and then another 40 minutes up on the board for the second half, and the boys will go at it, Nashua High North and South, in the second half of this soccer doubleheader at Stellos Stadium. John Collins with Tom King. Tim O'Neill handling our visual images, as you see upstairs at the press box here at Stellos on Nashua's ETV. Our executive producer is Pete Johnson. 1-0. The Panthers in purple lead this one with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Good solid boot from deep in her own end by Hannah Cunningham. It's out of bounds, but they gain valuable territory.
One thing South's been able to do is clear the ball pretty well. The fullbacks have been able to get the ball out of trouble, out of danger. Once they get hit with that initial North onslaught, they're able to bounce back.
There's Michaela Nault, our defender, sometime goaltender, now defender again, who threw it in. Emily Dion teaming up with Erin Dresser, trying to get it ahead. But again, as Tom talked about, that good backline play by the Nashua South defenders. They don't panic. They get a solid boot and they get it out of harm's way.
And it'll be interesting to see what Nault contributes in that fashion, because now she's back on the back line and with DePaula back in goal.
And Michaela contributes a clear. Ball was in the danger zone for South, so they went to the sideline and they elected to accept the throw in by Diane, who gets it in pretty far, trying to do something with it with her back to the goal. McInerney, nice move. McInerney trying to work, and she's broken up. Dion has it. North keeping the pressure on for the moment. There's a bouncer in the middle, headed away by South. And they'll break out of their own zone. Here comes Kennedy Dowling, who gets it up to midfield at least before she's broken up by the North midfielder, Emery Nelson. .5:10 to go in the first half. South trying to get away from the North defender there. What was tripping up, though, was Alexa Estrada. And they're going to call a foul against North, and that's going to be a free kick from about 40 yards out for the Panthers. See if they take advantage. Doing the honors is Marina McIntosh, number 12. Marina does a nice chip shot into the scoring zone. Pretty easy chance, though, for Stacy Peterson. Calmly gloving that one, and she'll be able to boot it away from there. 4:30 left to go, barring added injury time at the end of this first half. Loose ball midfield. The two teams trade possession, now trying to mount an attack. Alexa Estrada broken up. Counterpart number 7, Emery Nelson, kicks it. That's the Titans, number 10, Olivia Powell. South, though, right back on the attack. Katie Conmey, who's got the lone assist in this game. Well, she got checked from behind, for lack of a better term here in soccer, by Genevieve Goslin, and that's going to be a free kick a little bit closer to the goal now. The nets in soccer are placed at the back line of the football end zone, so you can just basically call it the same distance as a field goal in football, which would be they're 32 yards away from the goal mouth right here, as taking the free kick is Marina McIntosh from 32 yards out. She goes right for the goal. It is in. Marina McIntosh. We're talking about a 32-yard field goal, and that's exactly what that was. Marina McIntosh may have caught Stacy Peterson by surprise. She kicked a brilliant hook shot in the top half of the goal that was too hot to handle, deflected off the goalkeeper's glove and into the back of the net. What a terrific shot by Marina McIntosh. She's listed as a defender, number 12, unassisted, with 3:24 remaining in the first half. Put a goal star next to that goal, a highlight reel play by Marina. And that was set up by the foul at the Well, the 32 yards out from the goal line, really. Coming out of their own end, the Panthers. Well, we talked about the time of possession and to the advantage of North with the ball now. North has spent most of the time here on the right side of the field, but they weren't able to convert any scoring chances. And South has scored at the in the opening minute, now here in the waning minutes of the first half to take that 2-0 lead. Stacy Peterson's going to come out and scoop this one away from Katie Convey, or Emily Durrett rather, number 20, our goal scorer, one of our 2 goal scorers. Peterson with a nice high boot toward midfield. Kicked ahead. Trying to make a move there was Hannah Cunningham for South, but it ends up in the waving gloves of Stacy Peterson, the goaltender. 2 minutes even to go in the first half. Expect a minute or 2 of injury time to be added because Bruna DePaula, the starting goaltender for South, went down with a thigh bruise for about 2 minutes. Had to leave the game and then returned. In the meantime, it was Michaela Nault who played goal for South. Michaela back out there at her regular defender position. And DePaula shaking off the injury back in net for the Panthers. South trying to go to 7-4 if they can hold on to the win here, and North still looking for that elusive second win of the season. They're 1-9-1, the record coming in, North in the white jerseys. Genevieve Goslin, number 11, kicked that away, but coming right back, here comes Katie Convey. She goes wide left, kicks it up in the air across the goal mouth, not able to connect with a teammate on the right side of the net. And North getting it out of danger. Nope, coming right back, Abby McIntosh. A couple of sister acts out on the field. You had Marina McIntosh who got that goal, and Abby. And on the that's on the south side, and the north side you have the Sabron sisters, Diana and Sabrina. Kick down the right sideline. Jennifer Coletta watches it roll out of bounds, and that will be a goal kick. Off the attacking foot and out of bounds, it's a goal kick. We're in penalty time now. The clock is frozen at 2 minutes. And the officials keeping the time down on the field are Mark Shagnon and Phil Faria. Our 2-man officiating crew will be letting us know when the half ends, as we've played out the regulation time now into injury time added on here to the first half as South tries to add on to their 2-0 lead. With it, Hannah Cunningham deflected it out of bounds, though, off the foot of Emery Nelson. No, actually, it doesn't go out of bounds. Kept in. Now past the goal line, and that will be Stacy Peterson's to throw or boot out of there, and that's going to be a whistle to end the first half, it looks like. Mark Shagnon, the head official, blows the whistle, and we are at halftime of this one. We've kicked off the Intracity Rivalry week here in Nashua between Nashua High South and Nashua High North with girls soccer. We're at halftime of the opening game. The boys soccer game will be taping later on this evening. Our score at halftime is Nashua High South 2, Nashua High North 0. As we take a break for halftime, we'll be right back here on Nashua's ETV with exciting second half action. Welcome back, everybody, to Stellos Stadium in Nashua for the second half of the girls' soccer game between Nashua High North in the white jerseys and Nashua High South in the purple and white. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. 2-0 South in the purple is leading it as we begin action in the second half. Tom, it was goal early in the half, a goal later in the half.
That second goal, you're going to see what a difference it makes. And that was a good shot right off the top of the goaltender's hands. I think when you're in that close, actually she was a little bit further out. When you're a little bit further out, what you need to do is aim high, because goaltenders just can't cover that kind of ground and can't jump that high. And just off the top of her hand and in, and an important goal for South. With all the pressure North is putting on, or is put on territorially during the course of the first half, you've got to think that they're going to put a goal in if they can get somebody to finish.
We were talking about the booming shot being a weapon of some soccer players. Well, Marina McIntosh has it. She was 32 yards out, like a field goal, and she was able to boot it with a hook on it, and it was, as you said, too hot to handle.
Not only with a hook, John, but when you're in goal and you get that ball coming at you, that ball's got a little bit of a spin on it, and it's going to go either bounce and go crazy, or it's going to go off your fingertips and go crazy. And in that case, it went off the fingertips up and in.
You see, even the professional goaltenders have troubles with those up near the top.
Oh, it's high. I mean, you get in the crossbars at that point for a reason. You know, I mean, it's not like hockey where you're bigger than the goal. You know, you can cover that ground. And the speed of the shot is the problem. Or lacrosse, like we've done plenty of lacrosse. Soccer, it's not the speed of the shot, it's the ground the goaltender's got to cover.
So the teams have switched ends. North is now defending the goal to our right, and South defending the goal to our left. They put 40 minutes back up on the scoreboard for the second half of play. Intracity Rivalry Week, we're covering soccer and field hockey and boys football on a Thursday night, an unusual Thursday night game in high school football this week. I was looking at the schedules before this game, Tom, and it looked to me like both of these teams were scheduled to play last night.
No, it's just the standard night for soccer. That's why they were put down there.
10-4? I mean, I thought I saw one of the teams.
It's just the standard night.
No?
You look at the NHIAA schedule, and that's standard days for soccer are Tuesday, Friday.
Tuesday, Friday.
So they'll list all of those games Tuesday, Friday, and basically the athletic directors can vary from that once it's put in the bank.
It's unusual for soccer teams to play on back-to-back nights, correct?
Yes, it is. North played on Monday. They played a game on Monday. I don't know if South played the day before this is being played or not. They were scheduled to.
North trying to get an attack going here. Spin move put on by Catherine McInerney. She slips and falls, and the goaltender, DePaula, comes out and makes a nice play.
Well, she made a nice play because bearing in on her, she not only had to deal with the initial shot and a tough break for North when the attacker slips and falls, but then Diana Sabran right there to try to tip that ball in and wasn't able to get it because DePaula covered that ground.
Throw in for North. You can sense the urgency on the part of the Titans to get on the scoreboard.
They've got to really pour their offensive effort in, and I think that means getting the defenders involved in the play more offensively and take their chances down at the other end of the field. They can't afford to play a defensive style. They have it through this game, but they can't try to revert that. They've got to add a little bit more to their attack.
Abby McIntosh, the Panther defender, was being pressured there by Sabrina
North
Sabran.
Needs a corner. They've only had one corner in this game. They need a corner.
Yeah.
To try to establish some territorial position here in the second half.
Well, the Panther defenders have been very smart about not giving up corners. They're willing to kick the ball out the sideline, as you just saw right there.
Right. But not into the side area where it would be penalized.
And doubly smart play by Abby McIntosh. Not only did she kick it out of the sideline, but she kicked it off of the legs of the attacker so that it became Panthers' ball on the deflection. Waiting for the official signal to throw it in. Big crowd down at the concession stand at halftime here. The girls'
I was going to say, this is a good crowd for this event.
They're still filing in here. The boys' game's coming in after, so they're turning out here on a Wednesday night. at Stellos Stadium.
Surprising to me for a midweek game like this.
North maintaining possession here in the corner. Some touches in tight quarters. North still with it. No, now South able to boot it out to midfield and with possession. Running downfield, Sina Oren. Sarah Allison for South that got broken up there. Out of bounds, 4-on-4 period. Or is that number 14 for
No,
North?
that was, well, it was Para Abraham for South.
And Colby Creteau for North, who just got a header on it. Emily Dion fighting for possession with Kristen Deshane, and Deshane boots it out of bounds, stalling the North attack for the moment. 2-0, South in the lead in purple. They got a goal 34 seconds into the game by Emily Durrett, and then the next one came 36 minutes later, right near the end of the first half, by Marina McIntosh on a 32-yard boot of a free kick after a penalty.
And there you see where North cheating up front with their defenders is now having to backtrack. They were away from the play, behind the play, and had to really race back down.
Sideline hugging pass from Olivia Powell and a sliding play by Diana Subran out of bounds off of South. North trying to keep the attack moving here with a quick throw in.
How come I don't have one of these monitors at home?
You don't?
No.
On your computer maybe? It looks like a computer monitor. You know,
almost does. It's nice, nice fancy TV. Got a great picture.
Way out of the net. That was a dangerous play.
But necessary.
Yeah.
But necessary. Peterson had no help. It was her basically as on an island, and she had to make a play and be aggressive in that situation.
Emily Dion gets bumped by Sarah Peterman. Dion gets it back, makes a move, broken up over there by number 14, Michaela Nault. Out of bounds to the sideline, not a corner kick, a throw in for Amber LeBlanc. Head coach Dan Wyborny, and for North, and South's head coach is Manfred Beyer. Assistant coach for South, Kelly Gabry. Team captains, Katie Conmey and Bruna DePaula. And the team manager is Jekka Schumann. On the North side, as we said, Wyborny, the head coach, Amanda Canning, the trainer. Listed, they don't list the captains for North, actually, on our roster. A couple of sister acts, the McIntoshes and the Subrans for either team, South and North. Ball played back to the goalkeeper. Peterson is just going to boot it. South gets possession in deep. Conmey trying to make a play from the left wing to the middle.
Conmey always makes a play.
That was Emily Durrett. Those two had hooked up before, Conmey and Durrett, but Stacy Peterson stepped up and took the ball away. The goalkeeper's boot. Off a Nashua header, still makes it to midfield. With her back to the defender, Michaela Nault. Kicked ahead by Deshane. Durrett gives way to Estrada. Alexa Estrada kicks it down the right sideline. Hannah Cunningham for South with it. Back heels it to herself. Teammate McIntosh kicks it towards the goaltender. Colby Creteau for North boots it ahead. Deflects out of bounds. It'll be South to throw in. 30 minutes to go in the second half. South playing with a 2-0 lead. The fans in the stands are bundling up, but the players, you can see a lot of them in short sleeves and shorts and all that running around. They seem to be oblivious to the chill.
I'm not. And we're inside. It's cold. The temperature in the dome is
gotta make that
going
adjustment.
down.
You know, if this was
Well,
March,
you know,
you'd say it was getting nice and
well,
mild.
I'll tell you what, the adjustment's going to be made, but then all of a sudden we turn back and go the other way again. And the change and flux of temperatures in the month of October continue.
Well, this weekend the forecast is balmy.
Yeah.
Conmee with a nice kick toward the middle, actually maybe too much toward the goaltender to feed a teammate. And Peterson steps up with the interception.
And nobody there on the right side to maybe get that ball if it's loose and tap it into an empty net.
Anticipation a key in so many sports. Football, basketball, baseball. If you want to team up, you kind of have to read each other.
The tendency in soccer is to try to get the ball downfield with long shots like that free kick. But usually it's the little plays that are made to get the ball towards the middle of the field that turn out to be the game-changing type plays. Like right there, that pass. And you get a deflection, and DePaula has to play that for a save.
She's still limping.
Yep.
Goaltender for South, who left the game.
She's tough, I'll tell you. She's one of the tougher players around.
She took a shoulder in the left thigh earlier and has recovered to come back and play. Lighting's excellent here. Look at the shadows. It makes like an X star if you're at the middle of the field. And each shadow seems to be equally strong.
I think it's the monitor.
You think the monitor's very strong?
I think the monitor's great.
Like when the players get to midfield, you'll notice that.
I'd rather watch I can see more watching the game from the monitor than I can from the whole field from up here.
Right.
With binoculars.
I think that's an indication of good lighting here and a good
and old age with eyes. The lighting here is good. It suits television, that's for sure.
Pass across the field, Abby McIntosh.
You will get, with this kind of a view, you will get a lot of good shots for the football game.
Down the left sideline comes North. Will they be able to get on the scoreboard? Booted away.
They've got 27 minutes to do it. And my guess is, unless they're able to control the middle of the field more, they won't be able to do that. Get on the board.
That boot by Emery Nelson ends up in the waiting hands.
But that
Luna
was
DePaula.
a good shot because DePaula had to make a safe play on that. Saves for goaltenders are 5 apiece. Split at South between the two goaltenders, Knowlton DePaula, totaling 5, and 5 for Peterson on the north side.
Alexa Estrada's pass makes its way through to Conmee, now in a foot race with defender Genevieve Goslin. Conmee still has it. She goes to the turf. And it's a good non-call, I think. Good hard battle.
Conmee goes to the turf and not a lot because she's so aggressive. She'll run through a wall.
She's got a brace on her leg, but it doesn't seem to slow her down much.
Now, a lot of these players got hurt last year, John. South had a horrible, horrible rash of injuries to go through them. And Manfred Beyer did the best he could to hold that team together, and it barely missed the tournament. Tough year last fall for South. And it started with a loss, I believe, to National North.
North off the throw-in has maintained possession to this point. Now South breaks it up. Sprinting, Emily Durrett, she's got one of the 2 goals today. Plays it back to her teammate, Hannah Cunningham. Back to Durrett, working on number 9, Jennifer Coletta. To midfield, Emily Dion. Good take back there by Diana Subran. Loose ball. Turning around with that kick was Abby McIntosh. She finds Hannah Cunningham. Back to McIntosh, and she boots it out of bounds near her own bench. North will have the throw in. Does Emery Nelson. 2-hand overhand throw, but ends up on a South defender foot. Overrunning it, but getting it back with help from a teammate there was Colby Creteau. Emily Dion fighting for possession with Alexa Estrada. The Sabrina and Diana Subran, the sisters, try to connect.
Oh, Subran had the ball. It ricocheted back off her foot. If she had been able to control it at the 10-yard line, turn and fire, she had a good scoring opportunity.
Sarah Allison for South gets tripped up. No call. Durrett tries to steal it away, but North's defender able to boot it out of harm's way. Kristen Deshay now downfield. Conmee dangerous in the corner toward the middle. It is loose.
What Conmee needs is another Conmee in the middle of the field. You know that?
She needs a complimentary Conmee on the right side.
She needs her evil twin to be in the middle of the field. And
that's a great tradition that she follows in speedy forwards, speedy wingers that go deep into the corner and set up plays in the center of the ice or the field. And you have to have that teammate on the same page. She was on the same page with Emily Durrett in the opening minute.
She was, and what it has to do is it's got to become more consistent for South.
Yep. North.
You know what really factors into this? We're up here sitting still in a couple of chairs in a press box. These kids are running around. It's fatigue. I mean, you've got to be in good shape to play this game in the high school level because the field is so big. You're going to run a lot, up and down, up and down, up and down.
It's one thing to think of a play; it's another to execute it.
We talked about that.
40 yards apart.
When we did the lacrosse in the spring. We looked at the benches and the numbers of players and to see who's going to wear out which team is going to wear out first. There aren't a lot of reserves on either team, so it's pretty evenly drawn. If you look at the rosters, they're pretty even. So
North intercepting the throw in. That was Genevieve Gosselin, number 11.
But I think what North needs is a plan overall for the program. That's what Wyborne is supposed to bring to it.
Alexa Estrada trying to feed it up to Durrett. That would have been a good connection, but broken up by North. 22 minutes left to go in the second half. South in purple with the ball and with a possession of a 2-0 lead. Bouncer, tricky bouncer, and Stacy Peterson comes out to field it. And again, maybe that late game fatigue that Tom talked about playing a factor there because
now South is
not
starting
able to catch up
but
with that centering pass.
But John, they've had a little bit more of a territorial, not advantage, but they've held their own territorially in the second half.
Right, much more even.
Right, much more even. Where you would think the tendency would be the other way because they've got a 2-0 lead, they can sit on it, but they're not doing that at all. But I gotta love the speed and the ability of the Subrans. All they need, but it's obvious that South is concentrating their defensive efforts on both those players.
They turn them into non-factors. Diana and Sabrina Subran.
No, they're factors. They're factors, but what they are is they can't get the ball to anybody else because they're covered like with a blanket.
Booted ahead down into the south corner.
Anytime you take out the other team's best players, it's kudos to you defensively, but also the other team, it's on them to get other people that you're not paying attention to take over a game.
South mounting an attack here. Long distance boot. It's going to be an easy 2-bouncer for Stacy Peterson.
And the ball was right to her, right to that side.
20 minutes and change left to go in the second half. We see some of the boys soccer players trotting around the field here, getting set to play their game, which will come up second in our Nashua ETV doubleheader taping session tonight. Good sprint put on here by Cena Orange. Cena Orange shot saved.
Oh, what a save!
Ball, and it's booted away by North.
Peterson with great anticipation. Sliding save. I'll tell you, for North to be 1-9-1, they must have faced a lot of shots this year because she has played well in net. The law of averages must have caught up to them over the course of a season.
Good
nice
play by
sliding. So one of the better goalie saves we've seen in the time that we've been doing these games. That was excellent anticipation, and she sacrificed her body and made a great smothering stop. Those are one of those saves that if you've got a tournament game and it's packed, you'll hear the crowd go, oh, you'll hear the reaction. Here, it's more of a festive atmosphere on a weeknight with a lot of kids around, a lot of youth soccer players here, and it's kind of a gathering spot for the soccer community.
I would imagine that South has a good chance to make the playoffs this year.
They should be a tournament team.
They have a winning record right now.
Yeah,
6-4.
They should be a tournament team.
Atop the girls' soccer standings in Division I, you have Londonderry and Exeter at 9-1.
When you're a team like South, John, when you've got above average ability, what makes you average is when you get beaten by a couple of teams you shouldn't lose to. So their goal the rest of the way is to beat the teams like this team, North. And here we got another breakaway.
Emily Durrett, shot wide of the goal.
We talked about how difficult it is on the run with speed to kick a soccer ball on target. All the parts are moving, and you've got to get it timed perfectly. And she just wasn't able to get it directionally the way she wanted. But you've got to beat the teams, if you're South, that are below you in the standings, and that means North. Starting with North and finishing up the rest of the season. Get in there with 8 or 9 wins, and you're going to be in a tournament. They've got 6 already. They can go for 7 here. To go 7-4 is a good launching pad for their postseason push.
I've listed 5 of the teams that South beat as Memorial, Spalding, BG, Souhegan, and Alvern.
I would dare to say that they're all teams below them in the standings, although Souhegan, I believe, is a crossover game.
You're right. They're all below them in the standings.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what you have to do.
I want to say Hollis Brookline at 6-2. I mean, not known as the largest school in Division I.
They've made some daring
6-2-2. Two
made
ties
some
also.
daring moves athletically. They did it in lacrosse. They went to the top division in lacrosse. They've gone to the top division in volleyball and in girls soccer. Girls sports at Hollis Brookline have really, really come alive over the years. It used to be a school known for field hockey, and that was it. And it's changed completely over the years.
Sina Oren stopped over there by Genevieve Goslin. Genevieve able to, well, she actually whiffed on the shot. Abby McIntosh now centering, but Stacy Peterson takes it away from Emily Durrett, who's looking for her second goal of the game.
Durrett was right there ready to pounce, but Peterson's tough. She's got good hands. Oh, wow.
That was a diving try by Lauren Smith. Hope she's not hurt.
No, she bounced right back up.
Booted downfield by Emery Nelson.
Time is a factor. 16 minutes to play in this soccer game. 2-0 in favor of Nashua South.
Smiling at myself thinking about the difference between basketball and soccer at this point. You have 2 points basically in soccer. 16 minutes times a factor. If it was basketball, 2 points, take a second to score a basket. But soccer's a much different animal. Goals very difficult to come by. You look at a team like Spalding in the standings, Tom. I understand, I was looking at their record in girls soccer. They've scored 1 goal in 10 games. That must be tough to come out.
When you only do that, it's tough to maneuver.
Bruna DePaula, who is hurting, is going to give up the goal kick here to a teammate rather than try to maybe
good idea.
Left leg, maybe.
Yep, good idea.
Under 50 minutes to go in the game. 2-0. South is leading. Sense of urgency on the part of the Titans to get on the board and cut this lead in half if they can. Megan Hine doing the throw-ins here. Number 1.
Doing the
sophomore.
throw-ins, but boy, don't you have to move that huddle a little further off the corner?
It's right next to the corner.
It's right on the line. These guys are right on the line. And that's the, is that the South team? Let me see down there.
Booted off of the chest of the South.
Yeah, I see
defender.
purple. That's South.
Yeah.
Tony Estrada's team. Because Estrada, I believe, has a daughter on this. I mean, I think that is the Estrada that we've called, I think, is Tony's daughter.
Alexa.
Yep.
Loose ball, left corner. Conmee, who else, runs it down. She's going to try to center it here. Actually, she shot it on net, and Peterson made a nice save.
Let's just get Conmee and Peterson in a backyard somewhere, and let's watch this. Let's just bring the camera, and let's call that, because it's fun. Watching those two go at it, it's fun, because Peterson is just there, and she is determined not to let Conmee get that ball by her. 8 saves now for Peterson. She has been sensational.
Ball rolls across the goal line. And again, South will elect to let their big-footed Marina McIntosh, and I say big-footed meaning she can boom it. I'm not saying she has a size 16, but she got the goal from 32 yards out earlier that really was the insurance blow that put South well ahead at this point, 2-0. And she's taking over the goal kicks for Bruna DePaula, who is her left leg is ailing from a hit she took earlier.
DePaula's had a quiet night, other than the injury.
Emily Dion plays it ahead, but again, not able to hook up a scoring chance is North. Frustrating night offensively for the Titans. They've had the ball in the opponent's end plenty of time. Here's Emily Durrett in a foot race, trying to get ahead of the defender, and she just ran out of gas and catching up. And
nice move by Durrett, though, if she can get the left foot going.
Oh, not able
enough
to get
on
anything
it.
on the shot.
Not enough on it. Peterson with a quote-unquote cheap save on a roller that went right to her.
That might have been the new turf coming into play there, because she got her foot caught in it as she tried to make the shot.
Something happened. She was not able to get off. Well, I don't think she's got that left. She's a right wing. She doesn't have the left kick.
Right.
So I think that was her off foot, and I think that played a factor here. But North coming down right away. Time again a factor. 11:54 left to play in this soccer game. 2-0 in favor of South.
You ever try to throw with your opposite hand? Like, it's sort of the same thing. It's your offhand, you know.
No, I don't do anything athletic, John. I don't risk myself that way. Otherwise, I'd
lose
my illustrious career.
I want to say this. Like, when I throw with my left
hand,
I look like a beginner.
I've tried. Oh, you do.
And I'm not going to say I throw like a girl, because there's some girls that you've covered and I've covered that can throw very well.
They can throw us.
Exactly. So we're not going to use that term. But it's funny.
I think anytime you try that, I'm amazed at switch hitting ability. I really am.
I am too.
I am just amazed at it.
Yeah.
And I think in hockey, right hand shot, left hand shot, that's a factor in the game that people don't realize.
Strange how some hockey players that are left hand shots golf right-handed.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, exactly. So, but in soccer, if you can get power with both feet,
impressive.
You got something going.
Good move there. The crowd oohs and ahs there at number 8. Kennedy Dowling is able to maintain possession with the fancy footwork. She still has it. Kennedy Dowling. Off the back of the defender, though, and getting in the way of that pass was Jennifer Coletta. Coletta and Durrett collide. Midfield. I'd like to see more Kennedy Dowling's fancy footwork there. She's got it. Maintaining possession, kind of a keep away at this point. 10:20 to go in the ball game, and it's 2-0 South lead. Headed back toward midfield. DeShane kicks it onto the foot of a North player, and it's out of bounds off of the Titans. So Panther ball, and almost getting clotheslined over there as she ran out of bounds was Michaela Nault, number 14. I think she had her eye on that white string that's behind the bushes.
I've seen more physical games between these two programs in the past than this one. This one is not as physical. This is more of a track meet up and down the field. I've seen them really go at it with bodies around the field and a lot of stoppage in plays and everything else. Now, we did have an injury.
That'll be the field hockey game tomorrow. That'll be the field hockey game. Maybe.
They have weapons. That's dangerous. They have weapons.
Although, no, in girls field hockey, there is no checking allowed.
Well, it's very. I mean, you will
bumping.
You will see. We did the game last year, and you weren't able to do the game 2 years ago, and you will see. And I won't be able to do the game this year, but you'll see again. Field hockey is a sport that is governed by the whistle to protect the players, and because it's a sport you can really you can hack somebody up.
Yeah.
That ball hurts too when it hits the shins and everything else. And you'll see a lot of whistles, and you'll have to it's frustrating because it's difficult to see a field hockey game get into a flow. But last year we saw it, and it did get into a flow, and it got into a north flow, if I'm not mistaken. So
North trying to get on the board here with 8.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Peterson comes flying out of the goal to boot it downfield. Headed back to Duchesne.
Trying a little body in there at the 40 is
between Emery Nelson of North
South
and Kennedy
was in. That
Dowling
is a
South.
smart play, kicking it right back to DePaula, and DePaula with the quick boot to midfield, and all of a sudden South's got the ball at midfield. There you go.
Jennifer Coletta boots
very
it.
smart play. Instant result. 7.5 minutes to play. 2-0 in favor of Nashua South. It's Manfred Beyer in the baseball cap.
Handed it to Emery Nelson, who threw it in, and Sonia Thirault.
I miss the days in boys soccer. We'll see it tonight. We probably won't see it, but I miss the days where you get the player who would do the throw-in would do the somersault before he throws it in.
Wow.
Running somersault. Up and then the throw.
To get more on it?
Yeah.
Or just to show off?
Both, probably. Your kid, both.
Yeah. Foot race far side. Coming away with the ball, Sina Oren able to launch it, but
Oren's got long legs, so she's got a little bit of a height advantage there, so she should be able to have a longer reach with that leg.
It was deflected out of bounds, so we're going to see what in this game has been
few
rare.
and far between
kick.
for South is a corner. Right? Exactly.
Sina Oren will do the corner kick from the far corner. From our cameraman Tim O'Neill, who's upstairs here at Stellos Stadium, recording the images.
Ooh, did that
Conmee with the pass from Oren.
different type of corner, boy. I'll tell you that a side-winding corner that comes out. It almost looked like it deflected off the pylon.
I believe it was a pass by design to Conmee.
Boy, that's
who was had a good angle and no one marking
that's
her.
a surprise.
Yeah.
I was shocked at that. I thought usually you try to get it in the middle of the field. I almost looked to the naked eye like it bounced off the pylon, but it couldn't have.
Peterson up ahead. Under 6 minutes to go now. Goes off a South forward, and it will be North's throw in. Whistle, though. It might be one of those cases where the player throwing in steps on the line. No, weren't set. Out of bounds. Off of South. Our officials today, Mark Shagnon and Phil Farrier. That's Phil Farrier over there far side. I would imagine we'll have two different officials for the boys.
Oh yes,
unless
you
these
will.
guys are in
Oh no, they're not.
tremendous
They're not running up and down the field for a second game. That's for sure.
Ball fought for in tight quarters, coming away with it South. Kicking it ahead, Sina Oren.
And an aggressive play there to try to get the ball upfield as quickly as she could by Peterson.
Our official calls South for bodying away a North player, and North will have a free kick here in their own end. With 4:10 remaining in the game, North trailing 2-0. Both players nearly went for a header there and then thought better of it. Loose ball far side. South with it. Number 14.
All South now has to do is just ball control. They don't need to really worry about setting up plays or trying for rushes, or they have no sense of urgency. They can just try to play the ball in the middle of the field and keep it there if they want.
And North's task getting taller because of the fatigue factor. Then those
You
no
could tell
burst
the
of energy
fatigue.
in the tank.
Yeah, the fatigue factor's really affected the Titans here in the second half.
Kennedy Dowling with it for South, trying to go 1-on-2 here. She finds a teammate. Sprawling to the turf, no call. That was Katie Conmee again, hustling. As Tom said, she goes to the turf a lot because of her all-out style of play. Kick goes wide of the goal, and it will be Stacy Peterson with a goal kick. Stellos Stadium in Nashua, home to Bishop Girton, Nashua, North and South. It's Intracity Rivalry week here at Stellos. North and South going at it in soccer and field hockey and in football. Conmee trying to feed it ahead to Oren. Back to the goalkeeper. Peterson boots it away.
Again, a nice play by the defender. Get the ball back to the goalie so she can get the ball to the middle of the field. It's a quicker way to do it, especially when you're pressed for time and you've got 2:26 to play in the game.
Alexa Estrada being marked closely by Diana Subran.
Yeah, the Subrans have not touched the ball in the last 15 minutes. Barely.
Not good for North.
No, not at all.
2 minutes left in the game, barring additional injury time being added on. Michaela Nault handling the throw in. North intercepts. North with some room in the middle. A good breakup by Marina McIntosh, number 12, one of our 2 goal scorers today. Diana Subran has the ball go a little bit too far off her foot, and Michaela Nault, the defender, able to boot it out of bounds off the sideline. We're into injury time, I think, now. They've frozen the clock, and it will be up to the officials to let us know when this one ends in the next 2 minutes. Booted toward the middle.
I never liked that concept.
No.
If you got the clock running for the full, for the first 38, why not let it go for the next 2? The players aren't looking at it that much.
Yeah.
And then, the officials will blow the whistle when it's done. I mean, but I guess they don't want the buzzer to sound when it hits 0. So that may be one of the reasons why. But I've never liked that. I just think you know approximately how much time is left during the course of the whole game. Why not do it when it counts the most?
Because you might not see a Katie Conmee spectacular goal. It would be 5 seconds too late.
You're not going to see one, I don't think, here. She made a bid. Is that her on the turf again?
Number 6, yes, she
is.
is.
Of course, exactly. She is getting to know the new turf at Stellos Stadium.
Better than anybody.
Right, exactly. And that'll do it.
That is it. A 2-0 Nashua High South girls soccer victory here over Nashua High North. They scored early in the first half, late in the first half, and that was all they needed. It was a feed from Katie Conmee to Emily Durrett 34 seconds into the game, a centering pass that Durrett was able to put through the legs of Stacy Peterson. Then later in the first half, a free kick by Marina McIntosh from 32 yards out. She hooked it in the upper left corner off the hands of the goalkeeper, and that is your scoring. 2-0 Nashua High South defeats Nashua High North in soccer. I'm John Collins with Tom King, our cameraman Tim O'Neill, and our executive producer Pete Johnson. Thank you for watching Nashua's ETV broadcast, and good night from Stellos Stadium, everybody.